Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special guest, Kristen. Today is going to be a really fun video because what we're doing is we're going to do a teaching video. We're going to go through a full face and Kristen is going to learn how to get the full drag queen beat.
God help us.
Without further ado, let's jump into it and get started. So
what do I do first?
We're gonna prime.
Okay.
So we're gonna take like a pea-size amount and we're gonna focus it in the areas that you want to get rid of your pores. So this is because this is a mattifying pore filling primer. So usually in the T-zone, or it'll help kind of like blend in blemishes too a little bit. So you just kind of want to massage that in.
I don't know makeup much for the record, just saying.
But it's great. We make a great team. Because I know zero things about filming. And this girl is a genius.
Genius.
She's trying to help me not be so ghetto.
I went to film school. I'm usually behind the camera.
Yeah. It's a good day. Next, we're going to move on to foundation. You're just going to take like a pump on the back of your hand. Take your little booty blender that we already wet down and you're just gonna pounce into that and just pat it into your skin. Does this feel so weird to you?
No. I just feel like I'm already doing it wrong. It's fine.
No, you can't mess it up. I don't think anyway.
I wanna bet.
We'll see.
Oh, that helps a lot that I can see what I'm doing now.
That's always a good thing.
I feel more confident now.
Yeah. I just realized we were looking into like the camera. Doing our makeup.
I mean, some of them, no they don't, never mind.
Manny does this all the time. He just looks into the camera and that's how he does his makeup. For those of you that don't know, my favorite, absolute favorite beauty YouTuber is Manny MUA. If you don't know who he is, check him out on his channel. I'll leave his page linked down below in the description. We're gonna blend it down the neck just a tiny bit because I'm not tan, but I like to pretend that I am.
I don't in this light.
What's the next step?
You tell me, beauty guru. Like,
let's do concealer.
Okay.
What steps do you usually do your makeup in?
Well, I'd probably put on like a little bit of concealer first and then the foundation, but I don't know. Yeah.
There's not a right and a wrong way to do makeup. That's the thing is like, I'm just teaching you my routine, the way that I do it, but I mean, honestly, there's not a right and a wrong way. But yeah, you would do concealer before if you wanted to cover blemishes. I usually do concealer to highlight, so yeah, we're gonna cover the bags.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Also the T-zone.
Yes. So we're gonna do 2 triangles under each, 1 triangle under each eye.
I mean, you could do 2 and make it fancy, right? Yeah. No? Okay.
Okay. And 1 on the chin, on the Cupid's bow, forehead, and just down the bridge of the nose.
I'm like trying to keep up.
Just
It's
enough
like
to look like
race.
you are from a tribe of some sort.
Yes. I mean, it might be. You never know.
That'd be cool. Usually what I like to do is, okay, so the reason that we put all this here is because we are highlighting. So I like to blend all of this first before I do the nose and the under eye, just so this kind of has time to dry down so it doesn't move around a ton, because especially here and then down the bridge of the nose, we kind of put it in this area and on the chin and on the Cupid's bow just to kind of bring some light and lightness so we have more dimension to our face.
So I'm not dark is what you're saying.
Yes. And so under the eyes and the nose is where the nose you want to keep that sharp line so that we look cut and chiseled.
Because that's exactly what I am.
Other people don't need to know that.
That's true.
It's all an illusion.
It is. You see some girls without their makeup and yikes.
Like me.
Oh my god, stop.
And then you can just take on your leftover concealer, and I usually just put that on my eyelids as a primer.
Well, that would make sense, and I wouldn't.
Okay, next we're gonna dip our little beauty sponge into some translucent powder and just dust off the excess.
Oh.
And then we're gonna look up and put that right under each of our eyes and just pat that in. We're basically just gonna set every area that we put the concealer. It's like a little mini baking.
Oh, that's the bake.
This is the bake. And sometimes I do like my smile lines too, like anywhere that's prone to creasing.
Oh.
Is where you're gonna wanna set. Now we're gonna take our powder brush. Did you set all that already? Are you keeping up?
Yes.
I'm gonna dust off the excess.
Oh.
We're gonna contour and bronze. So
Alright.
you're gonna take this little brush.
Oh, mine's Morphe.
Yeah, I gave you the good one. For contour, we're gonna stay in like this area. So a good rule of thumb is like you're gonna follow the top of your ear and down. So to start out, we're just gonna make a little line, and sometimes I do this because it's easier to follow too. And we're just gonna make a little line. I usually don't like to take it much farther past the corner of my eye, because if you take it down too far in the blending process, you're gonna slowly and quickly at the same time become a drag queen. So literally all you're gonna do is like go in tiny little circular motions and kind of blend up.
I feel like one side's darker than the other.
That's okay.
Is it though? Society judges you harshly.
I've never walked past someone and been like, girl,
Your bronzer.
your bronzer is uneven. Okay, now we're gonna take a little bit and just do the corners of the forehead and like slightly across. Oh, she's going in. She's going for the gold.
I am.
Too far in to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now we're gonna take a little bit, just a little bit of that powder on the back of your sponge, and we're gonna bake this
Little folks.
contour difference. Regular people, drag queens.
Just so you know.
Okay, so we're just gonna start up here, and we're gonna draw a line down to the corner of your mouth.
Wait, do you go under?
Yeah, under your contour.
Okay.
See, you didn't get enough. Got it. Oh, dang, yeah, that's a good line.
Is this how Kim Kardashian does it?
I'm actually not sure. She's so freaking pretty in real life, though. It's like...
She is, like, make me into a Kardashian, please.
I know. Like, she puts on her foundation. It's literally, like, the exact same shade as her face. Like, she doesn't need bronze or anything like that. I'm
It's
like,
crazy.
Girl. Meanwhile, here I am putting on my 5 pounds of makeup. It's fine. She's like, where did it go? We're using different sponges, so this sponge didn't pick up powder very good, so I kind of packed it on. But you're good. Just as long as we're going to clean that line up a little bit. I'm actually going to brush mine off right now, because you don't need to let it on for too long. Just long enough to clean up your bronzer so you can see that line we created. Doing great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to blush.
Oh god, this is where I have trouble for whatever reason.
Really?
I don't know why, but yeah.
This is such a pretty blush. I'm so excited to use it. here's your brush.
Why? No one approves of that. No.
That's your brush. I'm going to be using the Morphe E4.
Oh, okay.
So, we're going to use our Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild is stepping up the game. Because literally, I've never used this before. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in the shade Pearlescent Pink. It's so pretty. I've seen so many YouTubers use this though, and this is such a pretty, pretty color. So we're just going to dip into that and dust off the excess. There we go. So I usually smile, and then I'll just kind of blend that in with my bronzer too.
So you go like above the brown.
Above the brown. Above the,
I mean it is.
above the mud.
Well, this brush is still wet. I feel it.
Oh dang. At least I washed them for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So there's not
Here's my dirty
on.
brushes. Put it on your face.
Oh my God, who used this last?
So we're gonna do another Wet n Wild. I literally can't get over these. Like $3 and it's bomb. This is the Wet n Wild Pro Glow highlighting powder in the shade Perfect Petals. It's so pretty. So usually I'm just gonna take a Morphe M510 and I usually just swirl it around in there, good amount, because I like to be strobe worthy.
You want to be glittery, flashy.
See, that's the thing, is it's not glittery.
No?
It's perfect. Like,
I've never used it, so I don't know.
highlighter?
No, I mean I've used highlighters, not that kind.
I was about to judge you. Okay, so we're going to stay in the high points of the cheeks, and we're just going to run that along there. And go back in, and back in, and back in, and back in. Look how pretty that is.
You
Look
get
at
this
this.
ass.
Look at this.
Look at it.
I like highlight. So now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. We're just going to do like a simple bronzy look. So we're going to take the fabulous
That's fine. Cover me. Do it.
Morphe 350 palette. This is one of my favorite palettes. So we're going to take our fluffy brush. Just a fluffy brush is fine. Yeah. And we're going to dip into, let's do transition color. So we're going to dip into this shade right here. So we're just taking this shade in the palette right here, just for a nice transition shade. And we're going to just run that along in the crease of our eye. If I get a mirror, I can actually see what I'm doing.
That might be helpful.
It'd be hilarious if we ended up and yours looked way better than mine. Okay, so now with that same brush, we're going to go ahead and dip into this color right here, this brown, reddish brown color. And we're not going to need a ton of that because it's pretty pigmented. We're just going to put that slightly below and keeping that just slightly below the first color. And
Oh, like a shadow. Or not really. I don't know.
what shadow? It's eyeshadow.
I'm so used to watching YouTubers like only do one eye at once. So I've only been focusing.
Yeah, right.
I've been favoring the right over the left. My bad.
I only know how to do my right eye, sorry.
What's next, boss?
Perfect. So,
Don't-
next we are going to take this shimmery, it's kind of hard to see with the lighting. We're going to take this shimmery pink color and we're just going to dip into that.
Respect.
So, we're just going to pat that on our lid. Yeah, let's
Like
just
the
go
center?
with that.
Or
We're just going to go with all over the lid.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Way to go bold.
Perfect. Looks good.
Sure.
I think it looks good.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so are we gonna do eyeliner?
I mean, I am a fan of eyeliner, but
Let's do it. You do a wing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna wing it. So I'm just gonna start on the outside corner of my eye and draw a little line. And then starting at the corner of my eye, I'm going to just wing it out toward the tail end of my eyebrow. And then just take that and connect it in.
Oh, well, you went for it. Okay.
And then I'm just taking the line the rest of the way in and filling it in.
Why don't you do my wing for me?
No. There we go. The mystery.
Yeah, I'm trying to hide.
Honestly, winged eyeliner just takes tons and tons of practice. I want to say it took me a good 2 years to be able to like get a wing like down pat to where I feel like I can do it on myself. They're hard.
I give up.
Okay, now take this little brush with concealer on it. Here, you're going to need this. And you're just going to draw a line right underneath that wing just to kind of sharpen it. And it'll kind of make it more of a point. Not too bad. Now we're going to do mascara. We're just going to do a really light little coat because we're going to put on falsies. Have you ever put on false eyelashes?
Not myself, no. Someone else has, so that's why I'm like, yay.
This is going to be a fun day.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. A+ on the mascara. What I usually do when I buy little false lashes is I just take them out of the container and I'll go ahead and place them on my lash line and kind of see where the length falls. So you don't want it to fall out over your natural lash line, of course. So when you're trimming them, you always want to trim from the outer corner, not the inner corner, because if you trim the inner corner of the lash, you are probably going to get an eyelash poking your eye. Okay, now we're going to take our little lash glue.
I'm already fearful.
It's okay. If you can do a wing, you can put on lashes.
Can I though?
Yeah, I think so. So we're just going to take our little lash glue and just squeeze it a little bit if it ever comes out. Gosh, is there any in here? And then usually I let my lashes dry for about 30 seconds before I put it on my actual eye. Because if you don't let the glue dry and get a little bit tacky, your eyelash is gonna slip and slide all over the place. That's actually super glue, so these will never come off, so I hope you do it well. I'm only kidding. I'm only serious. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I usually like to look down when I apply my lashes. So you're gonna look slightly down and you're gonna wanna go in with your lash and kind of set it on top, if that makes sense. So you're gonna wanna go in at like this angle so that the lash band goes onto your actual lash line. Yeah, so you're gonna wanna place it and stick it in the center and then attach it to the outer corners and the inner corner. They're so pretty. They're very natural.
Huh.
Yeah! Just pinch it a little at your lash line so that your lashes and that lash go together.
What if I don't want them to be together?
You want them to be together. Last and final step, we're just going to put on some lip gloss. What's something from like behind the scenes that you see that people wouldn't expect?
It's a lot more work than people think, for starters.
Yeah. I'm like, if I order 2 lights on Amazon, we can just throw it up in like 5 minutes, right? And we'll be good.
Right.
The setup is a lot more than I expected. Like, you have to take into account like I don't know how many people are in it, like the shadows on like the wall, the shadows on our faces, like everything has to go into account.
Girl, this is
Everything.
basic.
Like super basic. We don't have like any gels. We don't have backlight.
Okay guys, so this is it for the finished look. I love how it turned out. I think that we look bomb. So thank you so much for being a guest on my channel.
Of course.
But yeah, before you guys leave, don't forget to subscribe down below. And if you guys have any makeup looks or suggestions or ideas, leave them in the comments section down below. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Bye.